Hey, welcome with Aequitas here. Do finally have him loading in a trailer. And I'm going to show you how I did it here in a moment. But I think this is a good opportunity for me to talk to you about different ways to teach a horse to load in a trailer. The best way is the way that you saw me working on in the previous videos, where you just point the horse in like this, you send them in, and then you tap them with your stick if you need to, okay? And he went on in there, and he's going to probably come right back out, which is okay. And I'll tell you how I got him in, because that wasn't how we started out there. He's got the rope between his legs. Dingle-ingle, come here. All right. So that's the best way, I think, to load most horses, most domestic horses. Second way, and a way that I use a lot with quarter horses and, you know, pretty gentle young horses, is I will work the horse away from the trailer and then let them rest next to the trailer and make the trailer a resting place. And just lunge them really hard, and then bring them over here and let them rest, and then take them 30 feet away and lunge them pretty hard and let them rest, and so forth like that. And that's a technique that I use a lot. I didn't use it on him because it absolutely would not work on this horse, okay? There was no point in even trying it, because when I start lunging him, he gets more and more excited, and he's not looking for rest. He's looking to get away. Just wouldn't work with him. Now, the method that I did use, that I would say is a last resort, was I got this 30-foot lead rope here, and I ran it through, come here, bud. I ran it through on my trailer on the third rung up here, on the third rung of the trailer. And then I got so that I had the tail end of the lead rope coming out like this. And then I got behind him, not behind him, but I got to where I could, you know, do my string like this, and got him to go in that way, okay? And frankly, it was pretty ugly. I didn't get it on video. I'm sorry. If I had, it'd be full of hate mail. Because what he did was he jumped in, and then while he was in there, he spun around and got the rope. I kind of like what he's doing there. See if he'll stay in without jumping out. Good. He jumped in, and then he got this rope around his front leg here, and then he jumped out like a deer. And when he did, that foot came up and he landed flat on his belly. So it was pretty Western. Not surprising. I obviously didn't want that to happen, but with a horse like this who's so reactive, sometimes you can't, you can't always predict what's going to happen. And the fourth way, the way that I didn't use with him, but I used to use this other method a lot when I was hauling horses professionally. I used to be a contract hauler years ago. And that is to just use a portable panel or two. You just take a portable panel and put it on this side, and you've got the gate on that side, and you just start closing them in like a V, and then you just start gradually pushing them and closing them in with the portable panel or the gate, and then you can push them in that way. That's an extreme way to do it. These last two, using the long rope or using the panel, that's not the way you want to do it. But sometimes if you get a really, really, really difficult horse, or if you're in a bind and you got to get a horse to the vet and so forth, then you can use those kind of methods. So let me see if he'll just follow me in here without me having to use the stick. I think he will. He's doing pretty well. There we go. Good boy. And I do have food and hay in the trailer here, and he knows it's in here. He hasn't eaten any of it yet. But what I'm going to do now is, now that I've got him loading in and out pretty well, let me see if he'll back out. I like that a lot. That's really good. I'd like him to just stand there with just his front feet in here. Hey, good job, buddy. Okay, so that's doing pretty well. So now what I'm going to do, let's bring him on up in here, is I'm just going to leave him in the trailer, okay? I'm going to leave him in here for probably, at least half an hour, maybe an hour. And if I can get this gate closed. This is where you need a helper, and I don't have one. So he's got food in there. He's got some feed and he's got some hay. I'll just leave him in there for about an hour, let him hang out, and then I'll probably do that again several days in a row. Just bring him in here. It's not hooked up to anything. Just let him get the idea he's not going to die, and just keep working on it. It's getting better. Hey, welcome into the arena here with Aequitas. I'm about to try something with him that I've been wanting to do for a long time, which is turn him out in this arena. And this is the beginning of week 7. The reason I haven't done it before now, 2 reasons. First one was I wanted to be confident that I could catch him when I was finished with, you know, him being out here. And the other reason, the second reason, was I wanted to be confident that he was not going to get too excited and jump over this fence or climb over it or whatever. I think we're far enough along that he can handle this. So I put 2 of my geldings out here. This will be the first time we've done this and the first time this has happened. So we're about to find out what's going to transpire here. And I'll tell you why I did it this way and what this is all about. As you may recall, this horse has not been really socialized to the best of our understanding. He has not been around other horses in a herd, hasn't been taught how to act, things like that. And so he and Runner know each other. If you watch this series, you've watched him. I used Runner quite a bit in the first couple of weeks, just being able to get around him, and they kind of sort of know each other and aren't too upset here. So my thinking here is I just want him to stay out here in this arena with these geldings for a while and just see if they can get along. He needs to learn a little bit of manners and socialization and all that kind of good stuff. And looks like they're going to be all right. Let's just watch them for a minute, see what happens. So this is kind of typical horse behavior here for the most part. And I thought they'd probably do some running around, which is one of the reasons I turn them out here. I do this with my client horses pretty much every weekend because I keep them in pens up by the barn that are 25 by 15 or something. And so usually on the weekends when I'm not working them, I'll turn them out in this arena and let them run around and play and exercise and whatnot. So this is actually doing fine. This is good. This is kind of what I was hoping would happen and kind of what I expected. They're going to run around and just posture for a little while.